It's Tuesday, the 2nd of May, and we are on the Ftse 100. Just entered into a short position after this 9:20 AM candle right here. So for this live trade, there's a few different things to go over, as always, at the end of the trade. So whether it completes as a winning trade or a losing trade, I will take you through the analysis on the higher time frame so you can have a look at the reasons for my thinking to get into the trade. But mainly for today, what I went over with subscribers was the preference was to sell into this market. You can see the little red arrows, one here and one here from these zones. What I was looking for was a potential sell position early morning, or if the market pushed up into the zone above, a sell position from up here. Now, this signal here is the one I entered on. There's a couple of things with it. So first of all, it's a valid signal for me to get into a sell position. However, it is relatively close to the zone below, around about 4 points. So these are support and resistance zones that I've marked in. Technically, we've broken above this zone. So as the market comes down, it may find support at these levels. Now, what I would normally do is, if this zone was further away, I would consider taking profits and exiting the trade. However, with it being closer, what I had to do was make the decision before getting into the trade. Is the analysis that I done this morning still valid? Am I still looking for sell positions in this market? Am I still expecting the bears to step in and pull this market lower? Because that was the case, I was happy to get in. And what I'm going to do is when it reaches this zone, I'm going to stay in the trade. Looking for that 1-to-1 or 1 to 1.5 risk to reward, which is what I look for when I am day trading. However, there is the potential there for the market to find support, to pop up, and then stop me out. You know, it's a possibility. Let's just mark in the stop. Stop is sitting right here at 7258.8. You know, that's the sort of things that you should be weighing up before getting into a trade. As I mentioned in regard to a trading plan, I like to have almost everything, so almost every eventuality that I can think of, thought of, and then the decisions that I would make. So if I see this, I do this. If I see this, I do this. All those decisions already set in my head before I get into the trade. Because what happens is, when you get into a trade, if you have areas where you're uncertain, so you don't know exactly what you should be doing, you run the risk of emotional trading, making decisions based on those emotions rather than what the market is telling you. So I've already made the decision to stay in this trade. I'm looking for the market to come down. Let's have a look. Up to 58.8. So I'm risking 12 points, looking to take the market down. 1-to-1 would be at around about 235. 18 points would be down here at 228.8, and that would be 1.5-to-1 risk to reward. That's really what I'm looking for, but it depends on how the market reacts now that it is dropping into this zone once again. So what I'm going to do is I will pause the video. I'll turn it back on when I'm making any decisions, if the market begins to break down or break up, if I'm managing the trade. And then, as I've mentioned, at the end of the trade, I'll take you through these zones on the higher time frame, and I'll go over the reasons for my thinking this morning. Okay, the market has came down relatively quickly on this one after the signal candle. So I'm just exiting that trade at the 18 points, which is the 1.5-to-1 risk to reward. So the market came down relatively quickly, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before exiting the trade. Uninterrupted move down, strong bearish move down. You know, it's not typical when you're in a trade. You can be in that trade for, you know, the 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and sometimes it can last for hours. You just have to take each trade as it comes. But that one worked out very nicely, and there was no real pushback, and it reached the target very quickly. So the reasons for the trade. Well, first of all, you can see the sloping support and resistance line. This was really a minor confluence rather than one of the main reasons. Let's look at this on the daily time frame. Okay, so I've just turned off my email so I don't get any more notifications there. Now, on the daily time frame, what are we looking at? So the first thing is the French election. We had the first round of the French election. We got that out of the way, and what you can see is after the results, the market gapped up, came back down a little bit, and then we had the strong rally on the Monday. Now, although the market has pressed up, we still have the second round of the French elections to come. That's actually happening this coming weekend. Now, what that means is, regardless of the results, it is uncertainty. Now, although the polls are showing a clear winner, especially recently, what we've learned is that the polls can be wrong, and they can be wrong by a fairly large margin. So I knew it was unlikely that we were going to see investors injecting large amounts of funds into the Ftse 100 on the back of that uncertainty. Now, yesterday was also a bank holiday. On the bank holiday, right here on the Monday, the market has rallied. Now, this has rallied without the London Stock Exchange being open. So it's low volatility, low liquidity. The market has pressed up. It's opened up from its Friday close. Again, this would become a good area for potential profit taking. For traders coming in on Tuesday morning, seeing the market was sitting up. If they're in long positions, well, the market is gapped up. We're in a time of uncertainty. It's a good area to take profits. It's also a good area for bears to step into the market. You can see we've touched, market's then dropped, it's pressed up. The pin bar right here on the 26th created the second touch. We've came down, we've pressed up once again, and touched once again. So all of these things added together gave me that bearish analysis for the market today. Now, early morning at 8 AM, the market actually sold off very strongly, and then it popped back up again. And what I thought was that potentially that was me missing the sell that I was looking for. However, I just waited. The market came up. The position set up very, very nicely. Let's just zoom back into the 5-minute time frame. The position set up very nicely right here, and you can see it came down very strongly and very quickly also. Okay guys, so as always, I hope that was helpful. I hope you all have a great trading week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.